Hello everyone, my dear followers. Today I want to welcome you to a new chapter of What If Naruto had the Rinnegan and fell in love with TAYUYA. Remember, if you want more chapters, just smash that like and subscribe button. Enjoy.
Chapter 7 Chunin Exam 4. The victorious genin stood in front of Itachi. Behind Itachi was a board with lines, showing the empty tournament chart. The Hokage began calling the names. Uzumaki Naruto. Naruto wordlessly placed his hand in the box and showed his number, 2. Nara Shikamaru. Shikamaru followed Naruto's lead and he received number 7. Uchiha Sasuke. Sasuke took out number 12. His eye twitched, that meant he had to fight last. Temari, she received number 8. Showing that she would fight Shikamaru. Seeing that Shikamaru muttered his trademark word, troublesome. Sabaka no Gaara. Gaara showed number 13. Damn. Sasuke muttered. Scared, Sasuke? Naruto asked. After their declaration, Naruto allowed the Uchiha to call him by his given name. No, just annoyed that I can't fight the Hyuga princess, Sasuke answered. Worried about me, Naruto? I am confident that you can take care of yourself. Ni Yujito, the cat picked up number 6. Darui, the Kumo shinobi showed number 4. Akado Yoroi, the shinobi from Konoha, got number 5. Hyuga Niji, the Hyuga received number 11. Utakata, the slug revealed number 3. Fu, the green-haired girl, took number 9. Rock Lee, the spirited boy picked number 2 and began shouting about how he will show his youth to the youthful Naruto-san. Naruto, not understanding, replied instinctively, my apologies, did you say something? Hearing that, somehow Guy appeared and he and Lee shouted about how the youthful Lee had found his eternal rival. Naruto felt Kakashi's hand on his shoulder. He gave the man a questioning stare. I feel your pain, Naruto. From now, the boy will challenge you every day. Just like Guy did to me. Kakashi was expecting Naruto to growl, scream in frustration or be annoyed. He definitely did not expect the answer that came from the boy. I am glad. I could learn many things from him. He is a great shinobi. Kakashi nodded. Inwardly, he is crying in joy. Naruto is finally acting like a normal boy. He can't wait to tell Kushina this. She will be very happy. Guy and Lee, hearing Naruto comments, began shouting about how Naruto-kun is indeed an embodiment of youthfulness and how Lee will also grow thanks to his new eternal rival. Hyuga Hinata, Itachi called, even though all of them knew what she will get. Number 10. The result. Match 1, Uzumaki Naruto vs Rock Lee. Match 2, Darui vs Akado Yoroi. Match 3, Nara Shikamaru vs Temari. Match 4, Hyuga Hinata vs Hyuga Niji. Match 5, Uchiha Sasuke vs Sabaka no Gaara. Match 6, Utakata vs winner of Match 1. Match 7, Ni Yujito vs winner of Match 2. Match 8, Fu vs winner of Match 3. Match 9, winner of Match 4 vs winner of Match 5. Match 10, winner of Match 6 vs winner of Match 7. Match 11, winner of Match 8 vs winner of Match 9. Match 12, winner of Match 10 vs winner of Match 11. Naruto's eyes narrowed. There is something strange here. The Jinchurikis are all placed last. So it is not random after all. Perhaps they did it to reduce the amount of damage. Jinchurikis are very powerful after all. The expected end result is 4 Jinchurikis in the semi-final, Naruto thought. Too bad he and Sasuke are going to break it. Itachi announced the time of the final. The final will be held next month. That gave them a chance to train and rest. Sasuke, I'll meet you at the final. Don't lose before meeting me, Naruto. After the Hokage dismissed them, Naruto, Sasuke and Kakashi left to visit Sakura. How is the damage? Naruto asked an Irioni near him. Thankfully you and your friend managed to save her in time. However, when we examined her we were stunned. What do you mean? Kakashi asked. From his experience, anything that stunned the medics are either very beneficial or very dangerous. She was not hit by Juken. The male members of Team 7 looked at the medic, shocked. The Hyuga is well known for the Juken. They recognized it as Juken from seeing Niji fighting before Hinata. How could it not be Juken? I suppose I should restate that. She was struck by a variation of Juken. A new variation. What is the difference? Sasuke asked. This could be useful for the tournament. Juken normally works by injecting chakra to the opponent's chakra pathway system. This is especially harmful if struck to the 361 chakra points in human body. The foreign chakra and the body will reject each other and damaging the body in the process. However, in this one, in addition to foreign chakra, we found traces of poison. This poison is affecting the body's ability to fight foreign or harmful viruses, essentially affecting their antibody. In this case, it reduces body defense against Juken. Naruto speculated. Correct, thanks to the poison, the effect of Juken increased. If the attack continues, there might be permanent damages to the chakra points. Can we see her? Kakashi asked. Not now, you can visit her tomorrow. They thanked the medic and left. Hyuga Hinata is a dangerous opponent, Sasuke commented once they stepped out of the medical room. Yes, she is. Though I believe that your first opponent is even more dangerous. Sabaka no Gaara. Yes. I am sure that Kakashi or your brother will tell you about him. Naruto started to walk away from the two shinobi. You are not coming with us? Kakashi asked. No. I have someone I need to meet. Naruto gave a bow and left. You know who is it, Kakashi-sensei? I think I do. Don't worry about Naruto. His sensei is strong. Naruto's sensei. Sasuke smirked, never thought about it. Then again, anyone who can train someone like that must be strong. At the training ground near to the Uzumaki house, Jiraiya and Naruto faced each other. Jiraiya-sama. May I have the honor to be trained by you? Naruto bowed as he asked. Jiraiya laughed. What's with the formality, kid? Just ask normally. Then, Jiraiya-sama, can you please train me? Naruto asked again. Even your normal question is formal. Jiraiya shook his head, amused. Fine. You seems to be different compared to before. Yes. I have found my, shall we say, motivation, and that is, to protect everyone precious to me, Naruto answered without a pause. Yes, I heard your and the Uchiha's declaration. Where did that came from? When we returned from Nami, Sasuke said, when a person has something important they want to protect, that's when they can become truly strong. I ignored it at first. But now. Naruto trailed off. Now you know what it meant, Jiraiya ended. Uchiha. Didn't expect a kid like that from the Uchiha clan. So, shall we train, Jiraiya-sama? I will train you for the first 2 weeks, Jiraiya told him. What about the later 2? Naruto asked. There is another sensei for you. Let's focus on our training for now. And I will give you some rules. Yes, Jiraiya-sama. Rule number 1, obey all of my orders. Even if they sounded ridiculous, there is always a reason. Understood. Rule number 2, do not tell anyone about me. If someone asks, lie. Yes, those are the rules for now, but I might add more later. Naruto nodded. Now, let's go to the hot spring. Jiraiya began to walk away. Naruto blinked in confusion. However, he followed Jiraiya, remembering rule number 1. This place is definitely the best, Jiraiya giggled. Jiraiya-sama. Not now, Naruto, he waved the boy off. Jiraiya-sama. I said, not now, Jiraiya-sama. Naruto called the man again after a silence. Jiraiya sighed. Why does Naruto need to interrupt his research? Don't he know that his sensei, the gallant Jiraiya, the last hope of all perverts, the super pervert and the great stud Jiraiya need to examine the great wonder of female body? What is it, Naruto? Jiraiya asked with a defeated voice. There are several women behind you wearing towels, Naruto stated in monotone. Jiraiya froze. Anyone you know? He asked Naruto, stuttering. Inazuka-sama, her daughter, Narasama, Mitarashi-san, Yuhi-san, An, Tsunade Obasama and her apprentice. And Okasama. When the last sentence was spoken, Jiraiya felt his world shatter. He dimly realized that soon, so will his body. He shakily turned his head and greeted the women. Each of them wore a furious expression. Hello ladies. I am just teaching my little apprentice here how to spy on the enemy, Jiraiya gave an excuse. However, it had no effect. They moved and circled him. And Naruto. Save your sensei. This is your training. Jiraiya shouted. Naruto moved. He grabbed Jiraiya and jumped away. The women, shocked by the sudden interruption, stood still. When they realized that the pervert have escaped, their rage exploded. The Kyomogakure team knew that Konohagakure had its share of strange and crazy ninjas. Mado Gai and the Sannin, Jiraiya ranked among the highest. They heard the stories from Konoha about how there exists a demon cat who will not die, even for 100 years. About the green creature who terrorized Konoha by running, using legs or hands, and shouting something about youth. About the 3 creatures in the forest, said to be secret weapons of Konoha. When they came to Konoha, they expected to meet a strange wonderland where chaos triumphs and everything is in disarray. Monsters, demons walking around and all that. Instead, they were met by a calm and peaceful village. Totally different from what they were expecting. And so, they let their guard down. This explained the foreign ninja's current situation. Staring blankly at the sight of a boy dragging a member of the legendary Sannin while being chased by a group of women wearing towels. When the strange group disappeared from their sight, they snapped out of their shock and looked around. The villagers ignored what happened and continued their usual activity as if there were no boy dragging a member of the legendary Sannin while being chased by a group of women wearing towels. The Kyumo team began to think whether it was a good idea to hold the Chunin exam in this clearly insane village. Then they realized that they have their own crazy ninjas. Such as Killer Bee. Looking at each other and nodding, they went back to what they were doing previously. Just another normal day in Konoha. They are faster. At this rate, they will soon catch us, Naruto commented as he avoided a stall. Currently they are running in the market area. Naruto hoped that the women would slow down because of the obstacles. Clearly, he knew nothing about the saying, "Hell hath no fury like a woman scorned." Though in this case, it would be, "Hell hath no fury like a group of angry women in bath towel." Run faster, Naruto. Jiraiya shouted as he saw one of the women trying to grab him. He managed to avoid it, thanks to Naruto jumping. Jiraiya-sama, Jiraiya looked at his apprentice. It was an honor. Then he threw Jiraiya away and stood, facing the group of angry women in bath towel. And Naruto. Jiraiya called him. Run, sensei. Do not let my sacrifice be in vain. This Naruto shall finish his mission. It's useless. You cannot win. Jiraiya-sama, did I not tell you? When I fight for someone precious to me, I will become truly strong. Naruto jumped and the war between the Uzumaki boy and the group of women began. Why are you listening, that pervert, Sochi? Kushina asked. She was touched when she listened Naruto's declaration. However, it annoyed her that the target of the declaration is a pervert. My apologies, Okasama. The pervert, as you called him, is my sensei. I need him to train me, Naruto answered. Naruto turned his eyes to Tsunade. If I promise to heal him after beating him, will you allow us to pass? Naruto thought about it. He walked away. Oi. Brat. What about those who betray their teammates are worse than trash thing? What about all those fighting for someone precious thing? Jiraiya shouted at the boy. Apologies, sensei. However, you are only precious to me as a teacher. As long as they can return you to me in acceptable condition, I will do nothing. In addition, I would prefer not to oppose Okasama. Damn mama boy, those were the gallant Jiraiya's last words before he was attacked by the women. It seems that you are an excellent teacher after all, Jiraiya-sama. The methods they use to attack you are clearly useful. Naruto, ignoring his teacher's scream, began to take notes. By the time the women left, Tsunade kept her promise and healed the man, then she punched him one last time before leaving. Jiraiya glared at the Uzumaki boy who is still writing. They have returned to the Uzumaki's training grounds. Brat, come here. Yes. Naruto asked as he walked to the man. Jiraiya smacked Naruto's head. That was for letting them beat me. Was that not your fault, Jiraiya-sama? Jiraiya ignored the boy. Anyway, what do you think? Jiraiya asked. I do not understand. You saw them too, didn't you? Who is the hottest? Hot. Why would I know their body temperature? Jiraiya froze. Now he knew what is wrong with the kid. He acted more human and more normal. He is still too formal, but that is fine. But now that he thought about it, Naruto never actually reacted normally when meeting a girl. Once when Tsunade hugged him in his birthday, he just stood still, blankly returning the hug. And before, at the bath house, Naruto did not react at all to his research. Generally, Jiraiya knew two reactions he would face when a male interrupted his research. 1. They would ask him for autograph and joined his research. 2. They would blush and sometimes try to stop him. Naruto just stared when he told him about his research, then he did nothing. Naruto, do you know how a baby is made? Jiraiya asked. I know, why do you ask Jiraiya-sama? I want to know the extent of your knowledge about it. Then the boy explained what he knew. A man and woman loved each other, then they marry. After that, a stork will bring a baby by mixing their chakra. Jiraiya thought he is about to cry. How could this boy be so pure? And so, the gallant Jiraiya explained to his protege the real way to make a baby. Naruto cannot meet his mother's and other females' eyes for a week. The next day, Team 7 visited Sakura. Sakura smiled when she saw them. Are you alright, Sakura? Kakashi asked. I'm fine, sensei. The nurse told me to take it easy for 1 week or so. But there is no permanent damage. That's good, Kakashi. I smiled. I heard from a nurse that the final is in a month. What are you going to do, Naruto? Sasuke. I am training, Naruto answered shortly, remembering Jiraiya's rules. I'm with the scarecrow over here, Sasuke answered. Then he thought for a moment, Zabuza and Haku too. Good luck, both of you. Do you think you can win? Sakura asked. She heard who their opponent is. Rock Lee is a strong genin and that Gaara seems dangerous. We'll win. Don't worry, Sasuke assured her. If I face that Hyuga, I'll avenge you. Sakura shook her head. No, you don't need to do that. Just do your best. Sasuke and I promise to fight in the final, and we will. Naruto will beat his opponents. I will defeat mine. You can watch the final, can't you? I can, Sakura smiled. Then she noticed something. Sasuke, since when do you call Naruto, well? Naruto, Kakashi giggled. You should have seen them, Sakura. After they saved you, they declared their nindo to everyone there. They said they will fight for everyone precious to them. The boys glared at Kakashi. So I'm precious? Sakura asked with a smile. You are our teammate, Sasuke answered with a smirk. And our friend, Naruto continued. Thanks. Sakura's smile grew. Kakashi watched his team with a fond smile behind his mask. They are completely different compared to their first meeting. At first, there were walls between them. But now, they acted like a true team. Several days after Jiraiya's first lesson, when he was returning from his training with Orochi-sama, Mother told him to call him that after he told her what the Sannin taught him. Inuzuka Kiba stood before Uzumaki Naruto. The Inuzuka bowed down to the ground and apologized for ruining his book. Naruto stood. He did not expect that the Inuzuka would apologize. Inuzuka clan is a clan of proud people. It is not easy for them to bow to anyone. He told him to rise. The Inuzuka stared at him, surprised. The boy thought that the Uzumaki would ignore him or attack him. He nodded. Apology, accepted. With those words, Uzumaki Naruto left. Naruto stared at Jiraiya. Orochi once told him that the man is insane. He did not believe him. But now, a proof have presented itself. This man is clearly insane. Are you sane? He asked one last time. Yes, I am. Is there no changing your mind? No. Obasama will kill you, Naruto warned. It will be worth it. I will see what I can do. That night Jiraiya was found peeping at the Senju clan's bath. Uzumaki Naruto received a B-rank mission money and a photo of Tsunade for informing her about Jiraiya's plan. The next day, said photo was handed to Jiraiya. Jiraiya's face turned into a twisted smile as he gazed at the photo in his hand. His eyes shadowed by hair seemed to glow. Just as planned, training with Jiraiya had been interesting. He gave him an incomplete jutsu and told him to complete it. That was how he learned Rasengan when he was a kid. He taught him Fuinjutsu by giving him a problematic seal and told him to fix it. Jiraiya taught him by making him independent. Not only that, Jiraiya's strange quests, such as peeking or stealing, helped him to train his abilities, as most of the time, Jiraiya peeked or stole from high-level kunoichi. Today is the last day of Jiraiya's training. He is quite disappointed about it, however, Jiraiya have his own duties. Especially with the invasion. When Naruto came to the training grounds, he was surprised. On the training grounds, stood not only Jiraiya but also the Hokage. Jiraiya-sama, Hokage-sama, Naruto bowed. There is no need to be so polite, Naruto-kun, Itachi told him. May I ask why are you here? Itachi seemed to be lost in thought for a while. Naruto-kun, what do you think about the world? The Hokage suddenly asked. I do not understand. Tell me what do you think about the state of this world? About the current peace between villages. Especially the effect of upcoming invasion. Currently, Konoha is officially allied with Suna, Taki and other minor villages. Kiri shut themselves off, IWA is building their strength, Kumo is searching for bloodlines to increase their strength. However, because of the invasion, it is clear that Konoha has no more ally. Even Kumo will only assist us for a time. And even if we manage to repel the invasion efficiently. Naruto trailed off. Itachi motioned him to continue. There will be damages and if Konoha seems weak to IWA, they will attack us. The invasion could be spark for the Fourth Great Shinobi War. Itachi looked thoughtful. I am afraid, you are not exactly correct Naruto-kun. Naruto nodded. He had expected that. IWA will not attack us. Because if they did, they will be attacked by Kumo. I am sure you know the geography of our country. Konoha is located in the center. Kumo is northeast to us. IWA, northwest. Suna, southwest. Kiri, southeast, beyond the destroyed Uzushiogakyure. Most other minor villages surrounded us. And what about between Kumo and IWA? Asked Jiraiya. They are separated by an ocean. Indeed, and in ocean, Iwa's Doton Jutsu will be ineffective. In a naval battle, IWA is in disadvantage. IWA will not attack Konoha. Because if they do, Kumo will attack through the ocean. Naruto nodded in understanding. As of now, the threats to Konoha are IWA and Kumo. Suna and Kiri have become weak. If IWA attack, Kumo will attack IWA and vice versa. Do you have any question? Why is Kumo assisting us? It is in their best interest. An alliance between three Jinchuriki is a trouble. However, if Konoha lose, they will gain Kyubi too. It is best to destroy this alliance before they even move. Naruto thought about it. Kumo is not our only ally, is it? Itachi smiled. Very good Naruto-kun, you pass. Naruto blinked. He is going to train you kid, Jiraiya informed the boy. But Hokage-sama, what about your duty? A clone is sufficient to take care of the paperwork. You may call me Itachi-sensei. Come, Itachi left the training grounds. Naruto followed his new sensei. The training with Itachi was different. Unlike Kakashi who focused on their respective strengths and teamwork. In addition, Kakashi rarely trained them directly. Unlike Jiraiya who taught him to be independent and gave tasks to test him. Training with Itachi means training directly. Naruto doubted he ever a shinobi such as Itachi. Itachi is a jack of all trades, master of most. Most shinobi used a jutsu but they do not master them to the point where they know every function, every method to use it. Itachi did. It humbled Naruto to see that. Then again, being defeated by 3 basic academy jutsu would do that. Itachi taught him a jutsu. Then told him to spar with him only using that jutsu. Unless he is able to reach adequate level, the spar will not stop. When he first sparred with Itachi using only wind manipulation, he wasted 3 hours in the spar. To use it to attack, to use it with exploding tag, to use it to increase a kunai's speed and therefore strength, to use it as a boost to reach unreachable place, even to use it as a shield or sword. There is even a method to increase the pressure and making the opponent incapable of breathing. Itachi told him that he had learned most of Futon Jutsu. This continues to every elemental manipulation. When he had trouble with manipulating fire because of his wind affinity, Itachi told him to continue. He said, blaming your affinity will get you nowhere. If you train enough, you will learn it. And he did. Though Itachi told him that as of now, his mastery of all manipulations only reached capable level. In Itachi's lesson, there are several levels of mastery. Incapable, capable, adequate, mastered. Naruto doubted most shinobi even reached Itachi's capable level. He trained him taijutsu and genjutsu the same way. He gave Naruto several unofficial missions such as purging bandits and helping mission assignment desk. Purging bandits was unpleasant. Itachi told him that it was to train his shinobi mentality. 2 days before the final, Kakashi called his Team 7 to their usual training grounds. Sakura was declared healthy enough to train. But training is not why Kakashi called them. Now that you all are here, do you remember the Genin exam? Kakashi watched as his team shudder. How could they forget? A week after Team 7 was formed, Kakashi told them that he was supposed to test them first. After that, with no warning, he gave them a test. To take 2 bells from him. Fight me with the intent to kill. In that test, Naruto found a great hatred toward a certain jutsu, the Senin Goroshi. Konohagakur Hiden Taijutsu Oji, Senin Goroshi, and Naruto flew. That was the start of the Uzumaki's vendetta against the one-eyed scarecrow. In the same test, Sakura, who was nervous around Naruto, managed to act normal. She laughed at Naruto. When her team watched her, she stopped and went back into being nervous. Naruto just titled his head and returned to his fight with Kakashi. They failed and Naruto was tied to a log. Kakashi left them with a message. If you feed Naruto, you fail. Sakura, who felt guilty for laughing at him, gave him the food. And Naruto-san, I already ate, you can eat mine. Sasuke admitted that he doubted he could pass the test without the blonde and cut the rope. As much as I hate it, you are the strongest one here. We need your help. Naruto told them that they do not need to worry about them and should just focus on themselves. I don't need your help. I am fine alone. What surprised Naruto and Sasuke, and Kakashi who was hiding, was Sakura exploding. Naruto-san. We are a team. We help each other. There are many ninjas who died because they fight alone. We have to work together, we have to learn to trust each other. Though after that, she blushed and stammered apologies. Naruto stared at her in wonder. Then he gave his response. I understand, let us work hard together, Haruno, Uchiha. Hearing that sentence came from Naruto's mouth, Hatake Kakashi passed them. What about it? Naruto asked. Well, I thought that you 3 might want to try it one more time, Kakashi answered. Hearing that, the genin's eyes took a dangerous glint. Alright, come at me with the intent to kill, Kakashi. I smiled. Maybe you can survive until I use Sharingan. Bring it on, Cyclops. Sakura shouted. I've been waiting for this, Sasuke smirked. Die, Naruto disappeared. Naruto punched the place where Kakashi stood. Kakashi jumped away as the place exploded, making a crater. Naruto watched him. His hand covered in wind chakra that spun like a tornado. Don't let your guard down, sensei. Sakura appeared behind him. A chakra scalpel in her hand. She tried to stab Kakashi but the man was replaced by a log. Chakra scalpel. Looks like you've been training, Sakura, Kakashi commented as he appeared behind her. Kakashi was about to knock her out when he sensed another presence. Katan, Gokakyu no Jutsu. Fire release, great fireball technique. Sasuke unleashed a giant fireball from Kakashi's left, forcing the man to jump back. Kakashi. I smiled. His cute genins worked together well even after being separated for almost 1 month. The great Kakashi is proud. You are open. Naruto's wind-covered arm burst into flame as he punched Kakashi. The Kakashi he punched exploded into smoke. Well now, this is interesting. Kakashi appeared from the forest near the training grounds. You are using elemental manipulation, Naruto. Another Kakashi appeared. This time from the lake. Sakura used medical techniques, yet another Kakashi appeared. I trained Sasuke in jutsu. The 4th Kakashi stood on top of the log where Naruto was tied. However, can you defeat me? The 5th Kakashi jumped out of the crater where Naruto first attacked Kakashi. Sasuke scoffed. 1 or 5 doesn't matter. Sakura moved back to back with Sasuke. As long as we work together, you will soon face your maker. Naruto moved to the center. The Kakashis surrounded them. Let's go wild. They charged. Chapter 8 Chunin Exam, 5. The genins looked at each other. Even though they were clones, there is no way they could defeat 5 Kakashi at the same time. Another teamwork test. Sasuke, Sakura. Cover me. Sasuke and Sakura stood near Naruto with their kunais raised. Naruto dispelled the chakra from his hand. The Kakashi's eye smiled, the genins twitched. 1 is bad enough, and now 5, and began to attack, trying to reach Naruto. Watching his teammates, Naruto focused his chakra, Hitsuji, N, Tori, I, Tora. The Kakashis narrowed their eye, they recognized those seals. His sensei used that jutsu in the war. They prepared to counter, making the same seals. Jump, Naruto ordered. Sasuke and Sakura jumped. Kakashis, believing that they would be able to counter Naruto's attack, stood still. Futon, Kunai Kage Bunshin, wind release, Kunai shadow clone, Naruto threw a wind-enhanced kunai towards Kakashis. The kunai multiplied into countless numbers and continued their path. Hearing the name, Kakashi's eye widened in surprise. They stopped their jutsu and jumped. However, one of his clone was not so lucky and was dispelled. The kunais continued to move in high speed and embedded themselves to the trees on the training grounds. That was impressive, Naruto. I thought it was a normal kunai Kage Bunshin. You don't even use hand seals for the wind release, a Kakashi asked as he and the other clones landed. The clones immediately engaged the genins into a taijutsu match. I cannot tell you about my abilities, sensei. For now, you are an enemy, Naruto frowned. He expected his kunais to hit more than one clone. True, Kakashi tried to kick Naruto but the boy ducked under his attack. Sensei. Naruto called from below him. Yes, Naruto. Kakashi asked with an eye smile. Watch out. Kakashi felt a presence behind him. Chidori. 1,000 birds. Sasuke stabbed Kakashi with a lightning-covered hand, his Sharingan relishing the surprised look in Kakashi's face. The Kakashi exploded into smoke. No. Kakashi, a Kakashi shouted. How could someone as cool as him lose? Another one knelt as if in pain. The other Kakashi looked somber. Men, we have lost a great man. Not only he was cool but he was also a badass. It is sad that he is taken before his time. A Kakashi, suddenly wearing a black clothes stated as if in a funeral. He was immediately stabbed by Sakura and was dispelled. That was dangerous. What if that was the real me? A Kakashi asked. We'll give you another funeral. Don't worry, Sasuke dismissed Kakashi's protest. Besides, you are supposed to be the big strong Jonin, how could we hurt you? Sasuke smirked. My students are mean, the Kakashi dispelled himself. Leaving only one. Is he the real one? Sakura wondered. Playtime is over, kids. I'll show you the badass Kakashi's true strength. Kakashi lifted his headband, revealing the Sharingan. His student's sweat dropped. How could he make a cool scene ridiculous just by speaking? Yes, he is the real one, Naruto deadpanned. The genins met their teacher in battle. In the end, the genins lost. No matter what they did, Kakashi would avoid their attacks or copy them using his Sharingan. In the middle of the battle, Naruto lost his cool, Konohagakure Hiden Taijutsu Oji, Senin Goroshi. Again. With Naruto losing his cool, Kakashi was able to subdue him and then defeated the other two genins. Their vendetta against Kakashi left unfinished, the genins glared at the scarecrow. So, tell me about what you've learned in a month. Kakashi asked, clapping his hand. Looking at each other, the genins waited for one of them to speak. Allow me to begin then. First, from Jiraiya-sama, I learned several ninjutsu and fuinjutsu. From another sensei of mine, I learned elemental manipulations. Naruto informed his team. About your elemental manipulation, what is the extent of your control? Kakashi felt curious about this sensei of Naruto but figured that Naruto had a reason to hide his sensei's identity. My control is highest in wind. I can create wind sword and shield with it. I am able to create an air pressure using it. In other elements, I am able to use weaker version of jutsus without hand seals. I am also able to support my non-elemental jutsu with wind or lightning elements. Weaker version? Sasuke asked. Let us use Gokakyu for an example. If a normal Gokakyu consume a certain amount of chakra, I am able to use the same Gokakyu with 3 times chakra cost. If I use the same amount of chakra to create a Gokakyu, the fireball size would be smaller. That is not efficient, Naruto, Sakura commented. For a normal ninja. No, it is not efficient. For a Uzumaki. It is acceptable. Kakashi muttered something about Uzumaki and their crazy capacity. However, even with my chakra reserves, if I fire such fireball without stopping, my chakra will eventually run out. About at the same pace as a normal Chunin. So, you have 3 times amount of Chunin's chakra? Sasuke asked, amazed. Approximately, yes. My capacity is about the same as Kakashi-sensei. Kakashi thought for a while. Yes, I think so. That is about high Jonin level capacity. Still smaller than your mother's though. Sasuke and Sakura looked curious. They heard Naruto spoke about the woman before. He seemed calmer every time he talked about her. Of course, mother's chakra capacity is easily the largest in the elemental country. About 10 times larger than mine, I believe. 10 times. Sakura thought she was about to faint. Her chakra capacity was very small compared to Naruto. She did not want to imagine comparing it to Naruto's mother. Your mama is one scary chick, Naruto, Sasuke commented. Sakura and Naruto looked at the Uchiha. Sasuke, never say that again, Naruto told him. I boss, he gave a small wave. Kakashi's sweat dropped. After training with him for a month, Sasuke have changed. He was more playful now. And less polite as well. Uzumaki Kushina is special. No need to explain further. The identity of Kyuubi Jinchuriki is still a secret after all. Kakashi met Naruto's eyes. Of course, Naruto agreed. It is mother's secret. Alright, how about you two, Sasuke, Sakura? My Sharingan is at full maturity. I learned some fire and lightning ninjutsu. I'm starting to learn how to cast genjutsu using Sharingan. Thanks to your training, my chakra capacity, speed and strength increased considerably. My taijutsu improved. I am one step closer to be a true badass Uchiha. Sakura and Naruto groaned. One Kakashi was bad enough. Sakura regained her composure. I'm learning medical techniques and some genjutsu. I don't think my battle skills increased as much as Naruto or Sasuke, but I think I can support them in a team battle. Kakashi looked thoughtful. From that battle before, I think Naruto is nearing low Jonin. At least in terms of skills, you still lost your cool and you relied on elemental manipulation too much. Overall, still a Chunin material. Sasuke is all-rounder, definitely a Chunin material. But from our training, I noticed that you seems to be focused on your Sharingan. Need to work on that. Sakura was able to support you both adequately. While one of you fight, the other is healed by Sakura. Not bad, you should try to become a medical ninja after this. Team 7 Genins nodded. So, shall we eat together? My treat, Kakashi offered. The Genins agreed and Team 7 left the training ground. Team 7 entered the Ichiraka Ramen. Yo, Tuchi-san, it's been a while, Kakashi greeted Tuchi. Kakashi. Why the sudden visit? Tuchi asked. Long ago while Minato and Kushina dated, Minato usually brought his team to Ichiraka Ramen. After Minato's death, it is rare to see Kakashi eating there. Naruto suggested us to eat here. Kakashi gave a small eye smile while answering. Tuchi laughed, like mother, like son. The team sat next to each other. Sasuke and Sakura examined the menu. Then Sasuke ordered shoyu ramen and Sakura ordered a miso ramen. Kakashi ordered a shio ramen. Alright, one shoyu, one miso, one shio, and one I am special, Tuchi listed. I am special? Kakashi asked. That is a new one. I am special is a ramen that my daughter, I am made for Naruto. Tuchi grinned as he heard a loud sound coming from the kitchen. Special ramen for Naruto? Sakura asked curiously. Naruto eating was a rare sight for Team 7. Even in a mission, he only ate ration bars. Yes, when Naruto was a kid, his mother took him here. For some reason, Ayam told me she wanted to cook a new ramen. She gave it to Naruto, and then? Sakura asked. This story sounded like a romance to her. The concept of Naruto and romance were foreign to her. Beside her, Sasuke listened. He too was curious about Naruto's past. He tasted it and refused to eat it. Sakura sighed. That certainly was Naruto-esque. Now, Naruto, you shouldn't do that when a girl make a food for you, Sasuke advised his friend. Sakura stared at the new Sasuke in shock. Tucci continued, not knowing how out of character Sasuke's comment was. After several tries, I managed to make an acceptable ramen for Naruto. She kept trying to cook an even more edible ramen. This continues every day. Until the day of his graduation, I managed to cook a ramen that made Naruto smile. Sakura and Sasuke blinked. Even Kakashi looked surprised at that. Naruto smile, as far as they knew, that is even rarer than Kakashi being serious. It was difficult to imagine Naruto smiling because of a food. Just watch. Throughout all this, Naruto did not listen a word and instead watched I am cooking. When the ramen came, Sasuke and Sakura watched Naruto. At first, they were planning to see what Kakashi looked like under his mask, but seeing Naruto smiling is a too great temptation to resist. They noted that Kakashi also watched Naruto discreetly. The moment the bowl was placed in front of him, Naruto ate and smiled. Sasuke, Sakura and Kakashi watched in shock as the smiling boy finished the ramen in a record time. Then the boy gave a small content sigh. The rest of Team 7 were left in an even larger shock. Naruto did not sigh contently. I am San, Naruto called. The girl almost dropped the ladle she was holding. Naruto noted the strange reaction. Why yes, Naruto-san. Naruto stared and for a moment, I am thought her heart might burst out of her chest. May I call you I am? Naruto asked. I am nodded rapidly. Naruto thought her head might fall, he had to prevent that. The loss of such talent in cooking would hurt the world. I am, may I ask for another bowl? The girl smiled happily and skipped to the kitchen. His mission done, Naruto observed his teammates. Are you not going to eat? Naruto asked. They snapped out of their shock and started to eat. Robotically. Naruto, you are one hell of a playboy, Sasuke commented. Kakashi and Sakura nodded. Naruto tilted his head in confusion but decided to ignore it. The ramen is more important. After finishing their meal in Ichiraku Ramen, Team 7 decided to separate. The Genins returning to their respective homes and Kakashi visited the memorial stone. He had to tell Obito, Rin and Minato about Naruto and the ramen girl. Naruto entered his home. Mother, I am home, he called as he entered the living room. Naruto saw his mother and a guest. Naruto instantly recognized the guest. The guest was Uchiha Mikoto, his mother's friend and Sasuke's mother. She visited his mother daily and helped taking care of him when he was a child. Mikoto-sama, good afternoon, Naruto bowed. Kushina and Mikoto smiled at him. Good afternoon Naruto-kun, are you done with your training? Mikoto asked the boy. Yes, I assume that Sasuke is on his way home, Naruto informed her. I see, I'm going home then. Thank you Kushina, Naruto-kun. I'll see you tomorrow. Kushina waved at her friend and Naruto bowed again. Mikoto-sama, Naruto called the woman. Yes, Naruto-kun. Mikoto wondered why Naruto called her. It was quite rare for him to start a conversation. Is Sasuke alright? He asked with a hint of worry in his voice. Why do you ask? Sasuke acted differently today, Naruto informed her. I'll talk to him later. Mikoto hoped nothing is wrong with her son, but when Naruto thought that something is weird, most of the time, it is weird. They watched as Mikoto left the house. How was your training, Naruto? Kushina asked the boy. Kakashi-sensei tested us again. He concluded that we are approximately Chunin level, Naruto informed her. After that, Kakashi treated us at Ichiraku. Kushina smiled. Are you happy, Sochi? She asked. Naruto closed his eyes and then opened them again. I am content. Kushina gave a small laugh. The exam's final is soon, right? Naruto nodded. Do you think you can win? I promised Sasuke that I will face him in the final, Naruto stated. You are avoiding the question, Kushina pointed out with a smile. I will do my best. However, I know. There are Jinchurikis in the exam, right? Naruto met his mother's eyes. Okasama knows about the invasion? Naruto asked. Kushina gave a sad smile. I will not let them hurt you, Naruto declared. It is inevitable Sochi. I am a Jinchuriki after all, Kushina hugged him. I hope that you won't have to face something like this. Naruto stared at his mother. His eyes shone with new determination. He hugged back. At the day of the exam, Naruto gathered with the rest of the competitors in the stadium. He ignored the proctor's explanation about the rules. He had memorized them long ago. He scanned the competitors. The Jinchurikis were his main concern. He could not let them go berserk in Konoha. Such event would force his mother to fight. Kill. Naruto twitched. Indeed, killing them is an option. That way, it would be impossible for them to cause trouble. He disliked it. He would prefer to leave them alive. Lost in his thought, he barely heard the proctor announcing his match with Lee. "Wosh. Naruto-kun. Shall we begin?" Lee shouted, snapping him out of his thought. Naruto looked at the energetic boy. It would be very easy for him to cast several genjutsu to defeat the spandex wearing genin, but it would be an insult to Lee. An insult to his hard work. As a chunin, he should just use genjutsus and end the battle as fast as possible. As someone who respected the other boy, he should fight him fairly. "Lee-san," Naruto called. "Yes, Naruto-kun." Lee asked, "Release your weights. And I will do the same. And then, we will fight all out. No holding back, do not consider me a comrade. Think of me as your opponent. If you don't, I might not be able to forgive myself." Lee looked at his sensei for a guidance. Guy nodded, striking his trademark pose. Lee grinned and released his weight, creating craters and drawing a gasp from the audience. Naruto threw his black shirt aside, leaving him with black shirt and black pants. Note, for Naruto's clothes, think of Sasuke, Road to Ninja's clothes but all black. Futon, wind release, Naruto felt his wind chakra covering him. Normally, he was no match against someone like Lee. That is why for the final week, he trained to control his wind to cover his entire body. Katan, fire release, instantly, his hands and legs were covered by flames. Several members of audience gasped in shock. Again, even with additional training, his fire manipulation was lacking. However, with wind manipulation, he just need to cover his wind with fire and let them do the rest. "Let us begin, Lee-san. Come on." Gate of opening, Naruto arched an eyebrow. Lee could unlock the gates. That is impressive. He could open the gates. Kakashi asked in surprise. A 13-year-old boy unlocking the gate was unheard of. Of course. Thanks to Lee's hard work, he managed to train his body to unlock several gates. Guy answered with a proud grin. "Gates?" Kiba asked. The green-clad genin seemed to be stronger after doing whatever he did. Kiba wondered whether he could do it too or not. "I think I heard about it in a medical book. There are 8 of them, each located in certain chakra points. Each of them are normally closed to limit the amount of chakra in human body," Sakura informed him. Yes, unlocking the gates allowed someone to surpass their physical limit. At a price, Kakashi explained. "What is the price?" Sakura asked. Guy grimly continued the explanation. Unlocking the gates would cause extreme damage to human body. Unlocking the 8th gate means death. The genins gasped hearing that. "That boy is Namikaze Minato's son, is he not?" the Kazekage asked. "Indeed, he is," Itachi gave a small nod. "Will this be a short fight?" the Mizukage asked. "No, his opponent is Madogui's student. And is known as one of the strongest genin in this village." Madoguy? The spandex-wearing taijutsu user, the Raikage could see the resemblance. Yes. Lee immediately dashed at the boy, kicking him. Naruto used the wind to propel him out of Lee's striking range. And used it again to return to his previous spot, countering Lee's kick with a punch. Lee evaded his punch easily. Konoha Shofu. Leaf Rising Wind, Lee allowed his back to fall and kicked Naruto upwards, sending him to the sky. Omote Renge. Primary Lotus, Lee jumped, following Naruto. Then he used his bandages to restrain Naruto and dove to the ground headfirst, bringing Naruto. The 2 genins smashed to the ground, creating a crater. Then the Naruto who smashed, exploded. Bunshin Daibakuha, Clone Great Explosion, Naruto appeared near the crater. It seemed that his bet paid off. That was lucky. When the clone was kicked, it used futon to reduce the impact and therefore was not dispelled. However, any longer and his clone would have been dispelled. Maintaining Katan and futon was something he could barely do. A clone could enter that state for at most a minute and no more. Lee jumped out of the crater, bruised and battered, but still grinning. Naruto gave a tired sigh. What a scary genin you are. He muttered. Naruto-kun, that was a great technique. However, that is not enough to stop my flames of youth. Naruto smirked. Several spectators sighed dreamily. I know, Kumon. Gate of healing. Instantly, Lee's vitality seemed to be restored. He dashed at Naruto again. Fist ready to punch. When Lee reached Naruto, Naruto's smirk disappeared. Raiton, lightning release. His body was covered by lightning chakra and he met Lee's punch with his own fist. Lee was electrocuted. However, Naruto underestimated the potential released by the gates as Lee shrugged the electric shock off and punched Naruto with his other hand. Naruto flew to the wall. Lee immediately gave chase. When Naruto's body was slammed to the wall, Lee kicked him and made a Naruto-shaped crack on the wall. Lee jumped back and entered his Goken stance. The proctor looked worried. He was about to check on Naruto when the boy stood back up. If I wasn't a Uzumaki, I would have been knocked out, he commented. He cracked his head. Seems like I underestimated you. I would advise you not to Naruto-kun, I am strong. Lee declared. I am afraid I cannot lose here. There is something I have to do. Naruto's eyes turned cold. I was hoping to hide this. Well sh. Then we shall continue Naruto-kun. Lee was about to continue until Naruto's next sentence stopped him. No, it's over, it was not a threat. It was stated as a fact. Lee was about to deny what Naruto said when he realized he cannot move his hands and legs. Lee looked at his body. His arms and legs were bound by chakra-covered chains. Those who knew of Kushina's chakra chains gasped. Not expecting the boy to possess it. As far as they knew, no other Uzumaki had it. Uzumaki, Kusari, Uzumaki, chain, Naruto stated. Lee tried to break free but the chains were too strong. Raiton, Kusari, lightning release, chain, Lee was electrocuted. This time, the effect was stronger than before and burns appeared on his arms and legs. Give up, Naruto advised the boy. I will never give up. That is my ninja way. Lee shouted, eyes blazing. He tried harder to escape. Naruto nodded. He could respect that. Then, there is no other choice. Raiton, Kusari, Naruto increased the chakra even further. Lee screamed in pain as the lightning-covered chains tightened its bind. Then he stopped screaming and the chains faded. The spectators watched in shock. They were not expecting a member of Konoha to attack another Konoha shinobi this ruthlessly. Lee fell. The proctor checked him and found him to be unconscious. Winner, Uzumaki Naruto. The crowd snapped out of their surprise and cheered. Naruto bowed at Lee's unconscious form. Fighting against the boy made him respect the boy even more. You are impressive, Lee-senpai, he whispered. Guy who checked on Lee heard the whisper and smiled at Lee. Lee, you found someone who recognized your hard work. Be proud, my student. Before he went to the waiting area, he felt a strange chakra from the Kage's area. He met the Mizuki's eyes. A turtle. There is one more Jinchuriki. Naruto went to the waiting area. What was that chain, Naruto? Sasuke asked. The boy wore similar clothes with Naruto but with green pants and Uchiha symbol on the back of the shirt. He also had a necklace with Uchiha symbol on it. Note, Sasuke rode to ninja clothes. Later, I'm tired, he sat beside the Uchiha and closed his eyes. The damages from his impact to the wall were massive. Without his chains he would not win the battle. Then again, he doubted Lee could only open 2 gates. If he managed to open more gates, he doubted his chains would hold. He felt his consciousness fading and decided to leave one message. I'm trusting you to protect me, Sasuke. Sasuke nodded, leave it to me. When he opened his eyes, he heard a sound of cheering. Sasuke? Naruto asked sleepily. You're awake now. Watch, there's something interesting going on, Sasuke told him. Naruto followed Sasuke's line of sight and saw the fight. A battle of Juken. He stated. Yeah, though it seems that the Hyuga boy didn't know about the poison that the girl has. Too bad, but the pretty boy is going to lose, Sasuke commented. His movements are slowing. Indeed, Niji's movements slowly became sluggish as Hinata continued to rain Pojinjuken strikes on the boy. Hack Rokujian Sho. 8 trigrams 64 palms, Niji decided to place his bet on his last technique. His hopes were dashed when a second voice rang out. Hack Rokujian Sho. Hinata followed Niji's lead and countered the boy's strikes with her own. Finally, Niji fell and Hinata was declared victorious. My turn. Sasuke muttered. Sasuke, be careful. He had more chakra than me. Finish this as fast as you can, Naruto advised. Don't worry. I have a plan. Sasuke stood in front of Gaara. Even though I said I had a plan, really, all I planned was to use Suiton Jutsu at his sand and hope for the best, Sasuke thought as he saw Gaara's maniac grin. Mother wants your blood. Gaara immediately tried to cover Sasuke with his sand. Suiton, Mizurappa. Water release, wild water wave, a stream of water came out of Sasuke's mouth. When hit by it, the sand became wet and stopped. It worked. Sasuke muttered. Then he grinned. Come on. I'm not afraid of you, Gaara screamed as more sand surrounded Sasuke. Naruto shook his head. That suicidal boy, this was one of Sasuke's fatal flaw. Overconfidence. He hoped that Sasuke could snap out of it before his chakra ran out. Then again, from his experience with the boy, Sasuke would not stop until he was humiliated. In a battle against Jinchuriki, that would not do. Any moment of weakness could mean death. Because a Jinchuriki could use their Biju's chakra without any warning, Sasuke danced around the sands, moving closer to Gaara each time he dodged. Appearing in front of Gaara, he smirked. Yo, Suiton, Mizurappa. Sasuke unleashed his newly considered favorite jutsu towards the boy. When the jet of water hit Gaara, it was as if his skin was peeled. In actuality, it was Gaara's sand armor that was peeled off. Now wet, the armor could not be maintained anymore and then fell apart. That's nasty, Sasuke commented. He smirked as Gaara screamed again. He threw a kunai that nicked Gaara's cheek. Blood came out from the wound. Heard from Naruto that you've never been hurt before. How does it feel? Sasuke taunted. Sakura sighed. When Team 7 was formed, Sasuke was an arrogant bastard. After Naruto left, Sasuke talked with Sakura for a while. Though it was more of him flirting, now, he was an arrogant bastard and a playboy. Or as he called himself when flirting with her, the magnificent Uchiha-sama. Sakura did not know which one is worse. The fact that he became like this or the fact that he could call himself, the magnificent Uchiha-sama. Blood. My blood. Gaara screamed hysterically. Sasuke laughed. What an overdramatic guy. 'Twas a flesh wound, Sasuke laughed harder. Sasuke. Naruto shouted. Yeah, Naruto, he asked between his laughter. Are you a joker or something? End this quickly. He is about to go berserk. Naruto shouted louder. Fine, fine. Sasuke muttered about spoilsport Uzumaki. He stopped laughing and stared at Gaara. It was an interesting battle. Alas, I have been ordered to finish this. Sasuke's hand moved into a series of seals. Finishing, his hand was covered with flame. Feel the wrath of the magnificent Uchiha-sama. He punched Gaara on the face and the boy flew. When Gaara dropped to the ground unconscious, an explosion of demonic chakra covered the arena. Wow, a drama queen to the end, Sasuke muttered. Then he saw the sand melding together to create a giant shape. This is not good, Uchiha Sasuke stated the obvious. Jiraiya moved to the battleground and checked the Jinchuriki's body. He found the seal and added another layer of protection on it. Immediately the sand stopped moving and fell on the ground, covering everyone on the battleground. Jiraiya returned to the spectator area. That's one Jinchuriki down. That was surprising, the Kazekage commented. Is there a problem, Kazekage-sama? The Raikage asked. I did not expect Gaara to lose in the first round, he answered. It seems that my brother have grown. Itachi watched Sasuke with a proud smile. Though his new attitude left much to be desired, Sasuke coughed as he jumped out of the sand. He blinked. Wow, he has a lot of sands. The whole arena was covered in sand. Scary guy. Lucky I have some Suiton jutsus ready, Sasuke was really thankful for Haku and Zabuza's help in his training. The proctor looked around. He saw the unconscious Gaara. Winner, Uchiha Sasuke. The crowd cheered. A group of girls waved a banner with his face on it. Sasuke smirked and winked at the fangirls. Some of them fainted. Next is our turn, Naruto's opponent, Rokubi Jinchuriki commented. Utakata-san, is it? Naruto asked. At the man's nod, he continued. Let us have a good fight. The boy nodded again. They moved to the sand-covered arena. Naruto watched his opponent. He knew that Utakata used bubble jutsus. The problem is that he knew nothing else. Suetun, Hamatsu no Jutsu, water release, bubbles technique. In an instant, countless bubbles appeared on the battlefield. Some of them stayed in place while some of them moved towards Naruto. Naruto threw a kunai at one of them. The bubble exploded. Dangerous. Naruto went through several hand seals and ended it in a Tora seal. Futon, kunai kage bunshin. Naruto threw a kunai and the kunai multiplied, each stabbed the bubbles and caused many explosions. Even after he used the technique, the amount of bubbles left were still countless. Naruto scowled. A long battle is disadvantageous for him. He made several shadow clones and began a series of hand seals. While his clones defended him from the bubbles, he continued to concentrate his chakra. Finally he stopped and one of his clone moved beside him and threw him at the Jinchuriki. Kaze no Yaiba, blade of wind. Naruto formed wind blades around him to cut through the series of bubbles protecting Utakata. When he reached Utakata, he threw a kunai with explosive tag on it towards the standing man. A dome of bubble appeared around Utakata and the kunai exploded when clashing with it. After the explosion ended, the dome disappeared. Utakata made more bubbles and Naruto frowned. He decided to try again. Kaze no Yaiba, again, Naruto created wind blades and dashed towards the man. This time, he intends to fight him in close range. Utakata jumped on one of his bubble and floated to the sky. Futon, Naruto created a layer of wind chakras on his legs and jumped, chasing his opponent. Utakata snapped his fingers and the bubbles moved faster towards Naruto. While jumping, Naruto cannot move freely and therefore could do nothing as the bubbles surrounded him. When Naruto was covered by the bubbles, Utakata snapped his fingers again. The bubbles exploded. The bubble under Utakata popped and he landed on the sand-covered ground. Suddenly, the sand under Utakata exploded and Naruto jumped out from it, punching the Jinchuriki. The crowds gasped in surprise. Naruto grabbed Utakata before he could move and kicked him away. When Utakata flew from the kick, Naruto threw another kunai with explosive tag. The kunai exploded, Utakata was struck by the explosion and fell to the ground. Naruto mentally thanked his clone's quick thinking. After it threw Naruto towards Utakata, the clone hid under the sand. And then, when the bubbles were about to explode, the clone used Kawarimi and switched place with him. Utakata stood and his eyes became yellow-colored as the Biju chakra surrounded him. Finally, Naruto muttered, Uzumaki, Kusari. Chains appeared from behind Naruto and bound the Jinchuriki. Naruto noted that the Biju chakra seems to weaken because of the chain. Does the chain possess the ability to subdue a Biju? Mother did say that Kyuubi could not break free from it. That is good. I do not have to use Jiraiya's seals then. When the Jinchuriki tried to break free, Naruto moved, Raitun, Kusari. After several seconds being electrocuted, Utakata stopped moving. Naruto released Utakata and the man fell. Winner, Uzumaki Naruto. That's two, he muttered. Utakata lost, the Mizukage stated. Indeed, the son of Yondaime Hokage is quite strong, the Raikage looked thoughtful. Those chains, were they a bloodline? The Kazekage asked. We do not know. No one but his mother and him possessed the chains, Itachi answered. Naruto returned to the waiting area. That was cool, Naruto, Sasuke commented. I was lucky. If my clone was not prepared, I would lose, Naruto admitted. Don't forget to thank him then. I did, Sasuke nodded. The next match was supposed to be Niyujito against Darui, but Darui gave up. Again, the next match between Temari and Fu, Temari gave up. Naruto supposed that it was logical. They knew the other was a Jinchuriki. It would be the best to save their stamina for the invasion. The next would be Sasuke against Hyuga Hinata. He wondered what Sasuke would do. So, shall we begin, dear lady? Sasuke asked with a smirk. Hinata said nothing but moved into a Juken stance. So cold. Sasuke muttered. Oh well, he prefer those who played hard to get anyway. When the battle started, the Hyuga immediately moved closer towards Sasuke. She struck, targeting a chakra point in his hand. Sasuke moved to avoid the attack and countered. Raitun, Jibashi, lightning release, electromagnetic murder. From Sasuke's hands, a wave of electricity came out and struck Hinata. She gritted her teeth in pain but otherwise, stayed silent. You are no fun. Sasuke jumped away. It would be the best to avoid fighting against a Hyuga in close range. Hinata wordlessly chased after Sasuke. However, it was useless. Sasuke was faster than her. In addition, Sasuke would attack her with many kind of jutsus, causing her to be unable to predict his movement. You know, if this is the extent of a Hyuga's power, then I'm really disappointed. Byakugan. White eye, the veins around Hinata's eyes bulged. What's the use of that? It's not like you can match my speed, Sasuke taunted. I mean really, the ability to see 360 degrees and the ability to see through physical objects. Rather than a shinobi's eyes, it should be pervert's eyes. And lastly, seeing chakra pathways and points. Yeah, real useful against jutsus, Sasuke gave a laugh. Throughout all of this, the spectators' reaction varied. Fugaku. Sasuke is acting more like you. Mikoto scolded her husband. It is fine, he is showing those Hyuga how superior we are, Uchiha Fugaku smirked. Take that, Hayashi. Disrespectful boy, a Hyuga elder shouted in outrage. If Hinata lose here, it would certainly leave a stain on the Hyuga name, Hyuga Hayashi stated. Damn it. I won't lose this bet Fugaku. Hinata glared at the smug Uchiha. She tried to attack him again. But he evaded and moved to counter. Hakusho Kaiten. 8 trigrams palms revolving heaven, Hinata spun rapidly. A barrier made of rotating chakra appeared and hit Sasuke. As Sasuke flew he saw Hinata moving into a familiar stance. He cursed. Hack Rokujian Sho. Hinata struck. Ni Sho. Hinata struck 2 times. Yan Sho. Again, she struck 2 times, gaining faster speed and strength. Hachi Sho. This time, she struck 4 consecutive strikes. Juroku Sho. By now, her hands were blur. She struck 8 times. Sanjuni Sho. She struck 16 times. Rokujian Sho. She ended with 32 consecutive strikes. The Sasuke who was hit exploded into smokes. Thank gods for Kage Bunshin, Sasuke groaned. He was barely able to use shadow clone substitution to avoid the last 32 strikes. In addition, because of Kage Bunshin, he was running low on chakra. No choice then, Sharingan. Copy will I, Sasuke's eyes transformed into a fully matured Sharingan. Sasuke felt his body weakening. The poison seemed to be active. I should finish this as fast as possible. Sasuke moved into a stance. Everyone who watched the battle gasped. Let's go. Hack Rokujian Sho. Sasuke moved to attack. Hinata panicked. She knew about Sharingan's ability to copy ninjutsu, taijutsu and genjutsu, but she thought that her clan techniques could not be copied. As she was caught in her surprise, Hinata did not manage to avoid the attack. Just kidding. Sasuke rapidly kicked and punched her without stopping. Then as Hinata wobbled around, he knocked her out with the blunt side of his kunai. That's for Sakura, Sasuke told her as she fell unconscious. Winner, Uchiha Sasuke. Sasuke returned to the waiting area. Damn, she got me, Sasuke cursed. The rules stated that the winners could not receive medical treatment until the tournament ended or until they lost. Sasuke, rest. I'll try to buy you some time, Naruto told him. Sasuke nodded and fell asleep on one of the chair. Naruto made a Kage Bunshin to watch over Sasuke. Then he went to the arena. Naruto and Yujito stood in front of each other. Kid, I advise you to give up, Yujito told him. No, Naruto refused calmly. If you don't give up, you'll meet a black cat, she warned. You know that I know. I also know about the reason you are here. But sorry, I am planning to fight my teammate at the final, Naruto told her. Kid, your teammate was hurt all over. He managed to win against Ichibi Jinchuriki and the Hyuga, but I doubt he could win against Nanabai's Jinchuriki. He will win. That is why I will defeat you. Naruto met the Jinchuriki's eyes. Alright, don't say that I didn't warn you. Nezumi Kedama. Mouse hairball. Yujito spat a flaming ball of hair which transformed into a burning mouse. Naruto jumped out of the mouse's way, but the mouse split into several smaller parts and chased after him. Naruto threw several kunais to met the burning mouses and they exploded. Then, Naruto sensed a presence behind him and jumped away. Nekazum. Cat claw. He was not fast enough and his left leg was scratched by Yujito's elongated claw. Naruto fell a distance away from Yujito. Naruto stood, holding his injured leg. I cannot move fast in this condition and with Sasuke still unconscious. Nezumi Kedama. Yujito spat another flaming ball at him. Doton, earth release. A layer of earth chakra covered him and protected him from the explosion. When the smoke cleared, Naruto stood on the same place. You are going to stay like that? Yujito asked. Naruto stood still. Even with his large chakra capacity, the previous battles were taking its toll on him. He doubted he could continue for much longer. As if on cue, the earth chakra disappeared. Yujito sighed and walked towards the boy. When she reached him, she lazily scratched him with her claw. Blood flowed from the scratch. Naruto still watched her. This is getting boring. Yujito moved to end the battle. She raised her claws. Naruto grabbed her shoulders. Wa. Futon, Katan, Naruto's hands were covered in wind chakras and then burned. Yujito hissed in pain as her shoulders were grabbed tightly by the burning hands. She escaped from him and crouched like a cat. Naruto released his wind and fire chakra. Then he pointed at the Jinchuriki. Uzumaki, Kusari. Unlike before, this time, only one chain appeared. It circled Yujito's body and moved to bound her. Yujito tried to escape but her legs were caught by the chain. She tried to use her Biju chakra, but like Utakata, the chakra was subdued by the chain. However, Naruto noted that the chakra was steadily increasing. It seems that one chain was not enough to hold a Biju. Raitun, Kusari, he decided to knock her out before the chakra increased even further. Soon, Yujito met the same fate as Naruto's two previous opponents. Winner, Uzumaki Naruto. The boy won, however, I doubt he is able to fight anymore. The Raikage watched as Naruto limped to the waiting area. Itachi chuckled. What is it, Hokage-sama? The Mizukage asked curiously. Do not underestimate him. I have no doubt that he would fight in the final match. No matter what condition he is in. An impressive trait, such trait is something all shinobi need to possess, the Kazekage praised. Naruto returned to the waiting area and his clone dispelled himself. Rest, Naruto, Sasuke advised him. Sasuke placed him on a chair. Naruto made a Kage Bunshin to wake him up after Sasuke's match and then, he fell asleep. Sasuke walked out to the arena. His opponent followed. Sasuke checked his opponent. Are you a boy or a girl? Sasuke asked bluntly. Fu's face went red. I'm a girl, damn it. A tomboy then, Sasuke observed. Dai. Hiden, Rinpungakure no Jutsu. Secret, hiding in scale powder technique, she exhaled a shining powder from her mouth that blinded everyone. Well, almost everyone. Sasuke caught Fu's fist and countered her with a kick. How? Fu asked in surprise. Sasuke released the genjutsu he placed over his face and revealed his secret. A sunglasses? Fu sounded incredulous. Yeah, Naruto told me that I should prepare this in case I have to fight you. Seems like it worked, Sasuke smirked. Fu stared at Sasuke in disbelief. Then she punched him. Caught off guard, Sasuke did not defend. The hell was that for? Sasuke asked. For being stupid. Then she tried to punch him again. You know, other than that blinding technique, you don't really have anything else, do you? Sasuke asked. Fu went red again. Shut up. She released some of her Biju chakra to partially transform. A pair of insect wings appeared from her back. She began to flew. That's kind of cool, Sasuke commented. Fu began to attack Sasuke by diving to the ground and then returning back to the sky again. Sasuke avoided the attacks and then prepared himself to counter the flying girl. Fu moved to attack Sasuke again but he was prepared. Raitun, Jibashi, Sasuke released a small wave of electricity. She screamed as she crashed into the wave. Got you. Sasuke increased the chakra in the technique and it knocked her out. Sasuke noted that with some of his chakra points closed, his jutsu was weakened considerably. Too bad, he would prefer to fight Naruto in full strength. Winner, Uchiha Sasuke. Impressive, the Raikage nodded. It seems that some of his chakra points have restored its elves, Itachi noted. Then, let us begin the final match. Naruto and Sasuke faced each other. Too bad that we both are too tired for this, Naruto commented. Sasuke nodded, we won't be able to use jutsu in this battle. We will have a duel then? Naruto asked. Yeah, a duel, Sasuke smirked. The boys walked closer to each other. Then they both readied their hands. The audience, even the Kages held their breaths. As one, they moved. Jankenpon. The whole audience face faulted.